From Bethel High School in Hampton, WHCS Cable Channel 46 presents Peninsula District Boys Basketball. The Hurricanes of Heritage visiting the Bethel Bruins. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. We welcome you to Bethel High School for tonight's contest between the first place Bethel Bruins and the Heritage Hurricanes with an 8-4 record, while the Bruins enjoy a 12-1 record on the season. Moments away from the introduction of the starting lineups, but right now let's go courtside as Bob Hintz has head coach Dennis Katufas of Heritage.
Well, Dennis is getting close to the end of the season. You got 5 more games and you got into the district tournament. How are you guys responding to this Bethel group? Because, you know, they have just been winning all the close games this year.
That's the key. You just hit it. They've won the close games. We had a close game on Tuesday night, and we weren't able to win that and win it overtime. I think the teams that finish in first place win the close games. It's a step that we need to take.
How's your guys progressing as far as the maturity level? Are they on the same page you want them to be at this point? Or do you just sometimes it seems like it didn't take but one guy to mess up the team?
Well, it's getting late in the year, and they're picking up maturity-wise on the defensive end. We've played pretty good defensively the last 7 or 8 games. So
well, that's kind of a trademark with you anyway. You've always had a good defensive team.
Well, as soon as we started playing better defense, we started winning. So hopefully that'll continue.
Well, listen, good luck to you tonight.
Thank you very much.
Let's go back to Tim.
Thank you. Of course, Coach Katufas, a long-time coach on the Peninsula, very successful over the years. Tonight's contest brought to you by Zooms with 6 convenient Peninsula locations, and in part by Parklawn Wood Funeral Home, where the manager is Nancy Staten. Let's go back courtside as Bob has head coach Craig Breon of the Bethel Bruins.
Craig, we talked earlier this evening when we talked about your guys not panicking. Explain that.
Well, the kids have shown remarkable fortitude all year. I mean, last year and the year before, we would panic in situations where we were down by 6 or 7 or 8 or even sometimes in double figures. This year, the kids aren't, they're just very poised and they just don't panic at all. So that's the difference in our success so far this year.
Well, is a part of it maturity too, though? Do you think that the kids have matured? They believe in you, they believe in themselves?
Definitely. I mean, maturity comes in a lot of ways, and obviously when you get beat a lot of times in close games, you learn from those experiences. And so definitely our seniors have matured, our young kids have matured, and that's why we're doing such a good job this year.
And one other thing I want to point on, you have something going on here at Bethel that nobody's had, called the Little Dukies over there, but that's really got to make your guys play harder.
Well, the kids know them, they're classmates with them all, and they come here and they're just an added dimension to our basketball program. They're so supportive of the kids. They've added this dimension of spirit here, something I haven't seen since I've been in high school basketball, so I'm really excited about them.
I'm sure you are. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
Let's go back over to Tim.
All right, thank you, Bob. And again, we want to congratulate Coach Breon for the terrific job he's done with his Bruin team this year. 12-1 on the season. Their only loss was a non-district game that they lost to Hampton back during the holidays when they had the tournament. But the Bruins have, in fact, defeated Hampton 2 of the 3 times that they've played and are in first place. As we mentioned, 3 games to go. And after tonight, 4 games remain. So if they win tonight, they'll have all but clinched the Peninsula District. And, of course, the importance of that cannot be overemphasized because the Peninsula District regular season champion is an automatic berth in the first round of the regionals.
Yeah, it's very, very important, Tim. And their schedule looks like this. On next Tuesday on the 6th, they play host to the Phoebus Phantoms here at the Bruins Den. And then on the 9th, Friday, they go to Menchville High School. Will be a tough game anytime you play at Menchville. Then they got to go the 13th to Warwick High School and play a good Warwick team with a great player in Elton Brown. And then they finish up here on the 15th, which is a Thursday night, with Denby here at home. So none of them are pushovers, but this team has been real resilient, has shown that they can make the adjustments during the game time and just do a great job.
There you see Bob Killen doubling as a photographer tonight.
Is that what he's doing?
I guess he's taking pictures of the little
Well,
Dukies.
he makes them think they are, I guess.
He's got no film in that camera, you know that. Of course, it's a digital camera, so it wouldn't have film. So we're about to set to have the introduction of the starting lineups for tonight's contest.
First of all, starting for the Hurricanes. At guard, number 3, Ray Stiff.
Ray Stiff will be at a one-guard position for the Hurricanes. Bruce Royal will be the other guard.
At forward, number 24, Marcus Ward.
Marcus Ward will play one forward position for the Kings.
Number 32, Ed Douglas.
Ed Douglas, the other forward.
And at center, number 34, Rudy Foy.
And Rudy Foy, number 34, rounds out the starting 5. He'll play center for Coach Katufas's Canes of Heritage. There you see the lineup.
And that's a little different than normal. You're going to see some other young men that get in there that play a lot. Daryl Blackstock and Eric Hextall will play quite a bit. They're not starting tonight.
Jarrell Ballard will be one starter.
He's a young man, you got to get his name right.
Thomas Sumner, number 23. Sam Davis, number 32. Darryl Spriggs, forward, number 42. And Brian Scott at center rounds out the starting 5 for Craig Breon's Peninsula District leading Bethel Bruins.
And there you see the Bruins starters up on the screen. Tim, we will pick a player of the game from the Bruins tonight. That player received a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Engraving Inc. They're located at Tab Square on Route 17. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850. Dave Buckwalter's own. The shirt comes from Island of Heart Sporting Goods. They're located in Poquoson. They can meet all your sports needs with the full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment and uniforms, plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner, and I got it in.
You got it in, and I need one last thing, a little business here with the officials tonight. At the top of your
got a
screen
good
there.
one. Yeah, and that's right in front of us.
That's Joe Ty. That's just top left corner. At the bottom left is Bob Cockrell. And the third official tonight, Kevin Ricks.
And Kevin was the missing man last time, but we want to give him his due. He did a good job last time he was over here at the Bruin Den.
He wasn't here?
He was here.
Oh.
We kept forgetting him.
Oh. Well, that's a good thing if you're an official. All right, tip off. And they're going to say the ball will belong to the Canes. The only tip of the ball game other than perhaps overtime. 8-minute quarters, no shot clock. Possession arrow will be in force.
And the Bruins with their man-to-man right away going to press them all over the court.
Game videotaped on the 2nd of February, 2001. The newly renovated gym here at Bethel High School. This is Bruce Royal with the ball. And almost stolen by the Bruins.
Nice hustle that time by Daryl Spriggs. But the problem with that, if he tried to throw back inbounds, you throw it right back underneath your opponent's basket. That's not always a good move.
Ed Douglas will inbound. Stiff gives to Royal. Rudy Foy thought about a shot. Heritage being very methodical. Probably want to slow this game down. Don't want to get into a running game with the Bruins. Three-point attempt is off the mark. Offensive
nice
rebound. Good job on the rebound by Ed Douglas. Outside three-pointer is good. So Marcus Ward hits for the 3. And we have a whistle. Got an equipment problem. Going to get a shoelace tied here. And we're set to go.
And we see the Heritage Timbers in a zone.
Oh, nice feed down low. Good block. Offensive board in.
Stuck with it.
Brian Scott with the basket.
Brian Scott did a good job of sticking with it.
And a foul on the reach in. Foul will be charged to, do we get it right? Jarrell or Jarrell? Jarrell. Gotta make sure we get that right.
You better get that right. He come up and talk to you.
No, he was very, very
yes, he was
gentlemanly about it. He just said, you know, during the last game you mispronounced my name, and it is Jarrell. So we want to make sure we get it right. Appreciate the input. Jumper from the corner is good by Rudy Foy. So the Canes jump out to a 5-2 lead, a 3-point difference is what I'm trying to say. Got me a new score sheet, and it's terrible. I got to go back to my old plan here.
They lost the ball. Nice strip that time.
Jumper from the corner, no, but the stick.
Oh, good rebound by, that was number 34, Tim.
That's Foy.
Foy did it. Caught the ball with one hand and put it right back up.
7-2 Heritage.
When you can cause the other team to turn the ball over and then you convert it down at the offensive end, it really gives your team a lot of emotion that they can build on.
Davis put the shot up, but didn't get it, but he drew the foul, so he'll get a pair. Foul was called against Rudy Foy. That's his first. Davis with the second free throw coming.
Ballard checks out and Butler checks in for the Bruins.
Davis can't get the second one. So it's 7-3 Heritage, and the ball knocked away from behind and went out of bounds. Last touch by the Bruins. Three-pointer, short. Sumter will set it up.
Bruins have got the advantage inside, and that's what they need to do is go inside to the big guys.
A little less than 5 minutes left here in the first period. Work it down low. Kick it back outside. Bad pass. And a big-time jam by Ed Douglas.
You got to be careful of your passes. The zone is as active as the Heritage zone.
9-3 Heritage. And can't hold on to the ball. Davis inside. Back come the Canes. Bruce Royal makes it 11-3. Sumter comes over and has some conversation with Coach Breon.
Right now, what's happening is the defense is allowing the Hurricane, nice block.
Loose ball gathered in underneath by Scott. Put it up, but it won't count. Foul before the shot. Foul is called against Stith. That'll be his first. That's the second team foul.
I know of 6 points that the Canes have gotten off of turnovers by the Bruins.
Inbound pass. The jumper is good by Davis. So Sam Davis gets in the score column. He's got 3 points, and it's a 6-point difference. The Canes on top. And contact made. Foul called. That'll go against Bernard Butler. That'll be his first. And the basket will count.
Well, Bernard did not play defense with his feet that time. He let him get by and then tried to reach over the top and smack the ball away. And gives the Canes Bruce Royal a chance to make the old-fashioned three-pointer.
And Royal does. And it's a 9-point lead for the Canes. You heard in that conversation that you had earlier, Bob, that Coach Breon is talking about the fact that the boys don't panic this year. You know, they're maturing to get behind in some cases. They don't give it up. They don't get, you know, overly panicked and work their way back into the game. And it's resulted in 12 out of 13 victories.
But they're not taking care of the ball.
Inside, Scott didn't get it. Loose ball gathered by the Canes, number 24, Marcus Ward.
But that's what they got to do. They got to go inside, but when Scott turns like that, Tim, he was triple teamed. Somebody is wide open.
Three-pointer no good, and a foul on the loose ball. That'll go against the Canes, and that'll be pushing off on Foy. That'll be his second.
Yeah, there was no doubt that he had a little active underneath the basket.
3:07 left in the first period, 14-5 in favor of Hurricanes, as you see on your screen.
Even though the Hurricanes are playing a man zone, they're picking up the point guard. Well, they match up and then they play man-to-man after they come down.
Jumper from the corner does not go, but a foul called underneath. And again, heavy contact, good sportsmanship displayed by both teams. This will be a non-shooting foul.
And that's the second one. It looked like, was that on 34?
They've charged it to
they had
Royal.
51, I'm sorry.
No, what, 5? That's
5.
number 5, foul number 1, not 51.
Well, I see a 51 up there.
I've done it before. In the lane, jumper is good by Davis. So Davis has his second basket, and it's a 7-point difference. The runner in the lane, no good, but a foul is called.
I tell you, Bruce Royal just taking it right to the defense and to getting it in the lane, and they're fouling him.
Philip Ward called for the personal. Number 44, that's his first. Royal at the free throw line. He's got 5 points, 1 of 1 from the free throw line so far. .240 left in the first period, 15-7 in favor of Heritage. In and out. The Bruins down by 8. Down low for Scott. One-hander is no good. Loose ball was battled for and knocked out of bounds by Bethel. Excuse me. In the ball game for the Bruins will be Terrence Bryant, number 5. Pick up the cane that came in. Looks like number 14. That would be Wayne Reynolds. 15-7. Heritage with the ball in the lead. 2:20 left in the first. Reynolds with the ball just came in. Stiff, open in the corner, three-pointer, good.
I tell you,
Marcus Ward, that's his second triple.
The Heritage Canes are looking awful good tonight.
18-7, 11-point bulge. Bruins start slowly tonight. And we've got a foul called underneath. That's going to be an offensive foul.
And that looks like it's going to be on Brian Scott.
I believe it is. That'll be his first. Each team now with 4 team fouls.
Oh, they're going to stand there and talk a little bit in front of you, Tim.
Canes up by 11, 1:43 to go. Reynolds thought about the 3, now moves in the lane. Jumper up, yes. Oh, got all kinds of bounces on that one. Canes up by 13.
So they just hit 6 straight points.
Bruins yet to get untracked. Driving the lane, nice move to the bucket. Brian Scott forced that one up, though. That was an awkward shot that could have resulted in a foul if he wasn't careful. Off the mark. Loose ball controlled by Reynolds of the Canes. Shot up, no good. Offensive rebound. And we've got a foul finally.
I think we might have had a travel in there.
Might have. Instead, a foul against the Bruins. That is on Terrence Bryant, his first, 5th team foul. It will send Ray Stith to the free throw line for a pair. Stith misses the first. Zooms with 6 convenient locations on the peninsula. Corporate sponsor in the first period. Quality Citgo gasoline, Beantown coffee, Krispy Kreme donuts, potato wedges, fried chicken, pizza, you name it, they've got it. We thank Zooms for their corporate support of high school basketball. We've got a foul on the
That was 14, Tim.
Wayne Reynolds. Reynolds, that's the 5th team foul. That'll be a player control foul with 42.9 seconds left in the first period. Bruins could hold it for the last shot if they want. Work it down low for Scott. Scott puts it in.
That's what they need to do. I think they can really do some damage if they get the ball inside. But they got to make good passes.
21-11.
They have good spacing.
15 seconds.
They're playing for the last shot.
Five seconds. Jumper, no good. Loose ball batted out. Loose ball taken by the Canes. They get another long rebound. That one at the buzzer would have counted, but it did not go in, so it's a moot point. But we have played one period, and the Canes of Heritage, 21-11.
Got a nice 10-point lead going in right now. Tim Zooms has given the award to the senior basketball player on each one of the teams this year who has demonstrated academic excellence. These players will be awarded plaques at a school board meeting after the season. We want to thank David Allen and Zooms for the continued support, not only of WHCS, but also our student athletes.
Well, a slow start for Bethel in the first period, just 11 points. For the Canes, they had 7 rebounds, led by Rudy Foy, who had 3, 5 assists. Ed Douglas had 2 of those, along with Ray Stith, and they did commit 3 turnovers. Did the Canes in the first period.
And they even had a couple of steals, it looks like.
A couple of steals. That's that category that Bob had to end. I see it now, 2 steals. For the Bruins, they had 4 rebounds, 3 of those coming to Brian Scott, 2 assists, 1 each for Sumter and Ballard, and they committed 4 turnovers in the first period. So 10-point deficit for the Bruins as we start the second period. 6 points by Royal in the first period to pace the Canes. 5 points for Sam Davis, 6 points for Brian Scott.
That's a nice little jump hook he's got.
That's Scott.
Yes.
8 points for Scott. And that's the difference in the game. Stolen. Trying to get control of the ball, finally does. Nice move in the lane.
Oh, man. He really didn't have control until right at the end. Dennis Katubas is upset.
I don't have a 24 for the Bruins. Can you tell me who you've got down for them?
That's Wayne Carney. That 34 is Wayne Carney.
24.
24? His name is Wayne Carney.
Okay. I'm told that Wayne Carney is number 24. Hopefully that's who it is.
And you can take it to the bank.
Take it to the bank, huh? What will they give me for him at the bank? Must have been the latest. Oh, there he is. He's 33, but not tonight. He's 24 tonight.
Now
Okay.
he's 24.
Doesn't look 24.
No, he looks
They over
closer to
16.
24 than he does 33.
All right. Timeout over with. Back come the Canes. Bruce Royal bringing it across timeline. 21-15. Bruins have cut the deficit to 6. Turnaround jumper misses everything.
Oh, missed the man breaking down the court. Terrence Bryant was wide open.
And a foul in the lane.
To see what Bruins are doing now, Tim,
Yep.
is they're taking the ball, going inside, put pressure on the Canes. Either you're going to get the shot or you're going to get a foul, and you may get both.
Foul number 2 in the ball game for Wayne Reynolds. That will send Darryl Spriggs to the free throw line.
Baby shot number 2.
Baby shot, cute little fella.
Oh, tonight, well, actually, this game is number 1.
That's right. You got to get your games in a row here. So. Spriggs misses the first of 2. And hits the second. 21-16, 7 minutes left in the half.
Well, they've cut that lead in half in the first minute of the game.
And a big-time foul underneath.
Oh, there was no doubt about there was, I don't know which one that got it, but both of them were going after him.
Could have been any one of a couple.
Yeah, he was mugged.
They're going to give that one to Carney. And it'll send to the free throw line Eric Hextall. Watch the replay. You'll see the big-time hammer as Hextall misses the first of 2. Here it is. We were kidding the first time. Scott and
Scott
Carney
did a good job of getting the ball. He didn't leave his feet.
1 out of 2 for Hextall. And the difference is 6. Drive the lane, no, traveling before the shot. So no basket. Turnover gives it back to the Canes. Now we have another shoelace problem. I was watching Brian Scott, and his shorts have such a long inseam on them that they're right around his knees. When you go to run, can you imagine with your shorts falling down? How do you run? How do you know? It's like trying to run in a skirt.
These,
not that I've ever tried that.
These are some of the longer shorts on the peninsula.
Oh yes, they are. In fact, the player we've noticed before isn't out there yet, but is one of the players for the Bruins that just barely covers the top of the shoelaces. Nice steal by Sumter.
Yeah, excellent steal.
Oh, a nice feed for Brian Scott, but he can't hold on to it. But the Bruins got a break because it was kicked out of bounds.
Yeah, but he did. It was knocked out of his hands. But you're right, he was looking for a master dunk.
There's Mr. Womble in the middle of your picture there. Now he's not in the middle, he's upper right. Light gray sweater on to match his hair.
Is that why he wears that sweater?
I don't know why, but that's just happens to be. I don't know the whys. Bruins with a nice move to the basket. Won't go, but Scott follows in.
Great job.
That was a pretty penetration by Terrence Bryant. His shot didn't go, but Brian Scott followed and hit. The difference is 4, offensive foul.
Yeah, a little push off.
Bruce Royal called for his second. And now the Bruins can cut into that lead even more. Just 1 point scored here in the second period by the Canes, while Bruins have scored 7. So 7-1 is the second period score. We saw in the girls' game, seesawed that way. Canes won the first period, Bruins the second, or third and fourth, back and forth.
The Bruins end up winning by 2.
The Bruins fan, you can hope for the same. Scott working the outside, works it down low. Ballard, turnaround jumper, got it.
Oh, nice little fadeaway.
Check that, Spriggs rather, not Ballard.
Yeah.
Three-pointer off the rim, batted around, battle for the ball, and we're going to get a foul called, or not, yes.
Yeah.
It's going to go against the Bruins. That'll be the second on Scott. I thought that was the right call because I saw him going over the back.
Well, Chris Ellis, Tim, comes in. He's 6'4" sophomore. Replaces Brian Scott.
Free throw good by Rudy Foy. Both teams over the limit. Foy cans both. And the lead is 4 for the Canes.
Nice job and that was an excellent entry pass.
Spriggs with the high percentage shot.
But that all came about because of a great entry pass.
2 points is the game. And we got a traveling call.
And he did travel, Tim. As he come across, he stopped and drug his pivot foot. Great call that time, and that's by, who's that? That must be Joe Ty.
And the Bruins looking for a tie here, down by a bucket. 4:30 left in the half.
Well, they've outscored the Hurricanes by 8 this quarter.
Got them 13-1 so far.
Not a good pass.
And the end result is a Marcus Ward two-handed jam.
So you got to be aware of the defense.
26-22.
They're playing a zone right now.
Open for the jumper, a deuce.
Bernardo Butler.
Canes try to answer, can't get it to go, and then it should be a foul on the Canes 22. I believe that's the way it'll go.
And that'll put the Bruins at the foul line.
That's on Blackstock, Darryl Blackstock. And a timeout has been requested and given to the Bruins with 3:52 left in the first half. 26-24. So the Bruins, who trailed by 10, have whittled the lead down to 2. And we're going to watch some of the action here. That's going to be the foul that was called. Well, we got one game left in our regular season, Bob. That'll be next Friday night, the 9th of February. We'll be back at the Archaic.
Very good. That's good. It is. I mean, it's the oldest gym in Hampton right now, and it is dark in there.
Here's the two-handed jam at the other end by the Canes. So we'll be back at Kickintan for that game between Hampton and Kickintan next Friday night, the 9th. Please make plans to come out and support your favorite team.
Another shot of Alan Davis, very into this game. Cameras tonight, Nathaniel Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron Baton. Engineer Don Sherrouse. Slow motion, we have Andre Mattingly. Graphics and audio, Andy Foley, and Scotty is trying to get everything else together. We got a 1-and-1.
Now, these digital cameras are amazing. Bob's showing me his. 1-and-1 coming up for Terrence Bryant. An opportunity to tie the game. Can't get it,
and they had their hand on the rebound and just couldn't come away with it.
Canes, Bruce Royal, left wing for Foy. Batted away. Spriggs diving for the ball. Man, I tell you, I'd love to see that kind of
hustle and intensity. Very good.
Couldn't come up with it, but nonetheless blocked the shot. Canes will inbound. 26-24, 3:25 left in the half. Left wide open, and Royal hits the jumper.
Well, the defensive man went behind a couple of guys and tried to get over there, but just couldn't get there soon enough.
Royal now with 8 points in the first half.
And Heritage is back on the man-to-man.
4 points is the lead. Davis, he'll put up the short jumper, no good. Battle for underneath, Scott had it. And let's see if they get the foul on Heritage.
I think it's going to be on Blackstock again, Tim.
Yep, that's who it is, 22. Blackstock picks up his second. That's the team's 9th foul. So one more and it'll be double bonus time. 2:51 to go in the half. Debut shot number 2. Number 3 if you include that one. A lot of youngsters at the game. I'm telling you, if you're at home and you're watching this game and you think, well, gee, what am I going to do next Friday night? Come on out to a high school game. You'll thoroughly enjoy it. It's a great family affair. I don't know what he said. Do you know what he said? Spriggs with the rebound after he had missed the free throw.
Well, I tell you, there were 2 easy shots that time by the Canes. They should have come away with the basket, and they didn't.
Open in the corner, no. Loose ball picked up. And now finally controlled by the Canes. They've got a 2-on-1. Nice feed left side. Good job of defense. Back come the Bruins. Sumter had it knocked away. In the lane, short jumper. Bruins just need to take some time.
Yeah, he kind of short-armed that ball.
And there was no reason to rush. They rushed it down the court. Didn't really have good numbers. So each team turning the ball over. And then we've got a foul. That'll be against Davis. That'll be his first. And that will be 1-on-1 time for Eric Hextall, who is 1 of 2 so far. Watch the replay here. Not much of a foul.
I don't think that was a foul. In fact, I think that may have hurt the Canes more than anything else because that was an easy 2 that time.
Hextall with the front end of the 1-on-1. He'll get the bonus. Spriggs comes out. Ballard, check that, not Ballard, but Carney, number 24, comes back in. Now Ballard comes in. I knew he was coming in, I just didn't know when he was coming. So Hextall now with 3 free throws in a row. And is back up to a 6-point lead for the Canes. They led by 10 after 1. Bruins have had a couple of good shots, just haven't been able to hit them. And they do it again.
Now, that was a little forced shot that time. It was not a good shot in that the shooter didn't have his shoulders square at all.
Bucket that time by Rudy Foy, 34. Back up to 8 points, and we've got an offensive foul called against Butler. He's been a little out of control. Check that as Sumter.
Yeah, he was a little out of control that time. Bruins losing their focus here a little bit.
And cut it down to 2.
Yeah, they got it down to 2. Now they're down 8 again.
1:11 left in the half. Watch the foul here. You're just going to see just ran over the defender. You can't do that.
Yes. If I'm the Hurricanes, I might play for the last shot.
Sure, why not?
Because they foul you, you got a double bonus.
Wow. .35 seconds. Canes with an 8-point lead, and they'll take the easy bucket if they can get it. Oh, tip, nice job. What an amazing job that was to keep his balance. Ed Douglas put the tip back up as he was falling away from the basket. What a super shot. Now Sumter returns the favor at the other end, and we're down to 10 seconds. Canes by 8. Three-pointer misses everything. Call it a pass if you want. Bruins with the buzzer sounding, the shot off the mark, and we've reached halftime. Our score after 2 periods is Heritage 34 and Bethel 26. We'll return to Bethel High School for the 3rd period of action after this brief timeout. Back here at Bethel High School, halftime score, there you see it. The Bruins down by 8. Battled back, got within 2, but couldn't hold on to the momentum.
Well, lost a little bit of the intensity, Tim, and took some bad shots and made some bad passes.
Kind of hurried themselves, it seemed like. For the Bruins in the first half, their leading scorer was Brian Scott. He had 10 points, all from the field. 5 points for Darryl Spriggs on a couple of baskets and 1 of 3 free throws. 5 points for Sam Davis on 2 baskets and 1 of 2 free throws. 2 points for Bernardo Butler, Thomas Sumter, and Wayne Carney to round out the scoring for the Bruins. They also hit 2 of 6 free throws in the first half. Leading scorer, they had 3 leading scorers for Heritage. Nicely balanced. 8 points for Bruce Royal on 3 baskets and 2 of 3 free throws. 8 points for Marcus Ward on a 2-pointer and 2 threes. And 8 points for Rudy Foy, who had 3 deuces and 2 of 2 free throws. 4 points for Ed Douglas on a pair of baskets. 3 points for Eric Hextall on 3 of 4 free throws. 2 points for Wayne Reynolds on a basket and 1 of 2 free throws for Ray Stith, as the Canes hit 8 of 11 from the free throw line. In the other statistics, thanks Bob Killen for providing us with all of this. The Canes out-rebounded the Bruins 13-11 in the half. Canes committed 1 less turnover, 6-7. Each team had 6 assists. Heritage stole the ball 3 times, Bethel 4 times. So the statistics fairly even. Difference in the scoring is from the free throw line. Bruins were a little reckless on the scoring or the fouls.
Tim, we will pick a player of the game from the Bruins tonight. That player received a plaque and a shirt. Plaque comes from Engraving Inc., located at Tab Square on Route 17. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850. Shirt comes from the Islander Sporting Goods. They're located in Pocosin. They can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment and uniforms, plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb, 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner.
Well, that worked out perfectly as we're set to get the second half underway. Some discussion at the scoring table. Our officials done a good job here in the first half. Bob Cockrell, Joe Ty, and Kevin Ricks. Trio of excellent officials so far.
And I gave Bob Cockrell a thumbs up.
It was your thumb you showed him, right?
Yeah. Oh,
I know in the old days you used to give the officials a finger, but it was a different than something else. There's Bob back in his coaching days. They called him seatbelt hints.
They called me Mr. T, and it wasn't because I was the A-team either.
But the officials have gotten better over the years, right?
Well, there was an
Or you've
official
mellowed one
that
of the
was a basketball coach was a golf coach at William & Mary. He'd walk into the gym and he'd look at me and he said, "How many are going to call on you tonight?" Man, he just walked in.
All right. A timeout called, a 30-second timeout, as the Canes were having difficulty getting the inbounds pass in. So they burned one of their TOs. 7:32 to go in the 3rd period, with a good crowd here on hand at Bethel High School tonight.
Excellent crowd.
Second week in a row we've been here. The second game we've been here. We've skipped a week in the meantime, but
well, that was a good thing we skipped that week. Neither one of us were able to do the game that last Friday if we had to do one. So
well, amen. I used all my voice for the Super Bowl game. All right. See if the Canes can get it inbound this time. They do. Bruce Royal. Hextall in the corner. Nice shot. Basket counts and a foul. Ed Douglas picks up the bucket.
The foul's on Jarrell Ballard, Tim, and he's playing somebody underneath the basket, and they just took advantage of the height differential.
Douglas can't hit the free throw. Sam Davis with the rebound.
Good job of protecting the ball.
10-point difference. Bruins 12-1. Heritage 8-4. Heritage coming on. Knocked out of bounds. It'll still belong to the Bruins.
You know what I don't see enough of is a good bounce pass. A bounce pass, a guy's not going to get his hand on a bounce pass like he is on a pass going across at the eye level or shoulder level.
Davis's jumper no good. Batted around and finally controlled by Davis. He got his own rebound in essence. Ball.
He wanted to give the ball up too bad. And you know, you got to understand that the half-court line is like another defensive man. He put his player in a bad situation, caused a turnover in a basket.
Royal with the 2. Spriggs dishes to Davis. Davis is fouled. Foul is charged to Hextall, his first. Davis will go to the free throw line for a couple. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Watch the replay here. You're going to see a pretty heavy contact made.
Yeah, and then he wondered why I got a foul. That was a nice.
Well, it looked like one of the players might have gotten the ball, but clearly there was heavy contact with the body as Davis misses the first of 2. And can't get either one to go.
Bruins are not faring too well from the foul line tonight.
No, they are just 2 of 8. Good observation. Runner in the lane spins out. And jump ball. Good defense by Brian Scott. He says, no way, you're not putting it up over me.
Brian Scott, great job. Did not leave his feet. Just had his hands up, got on top of the ball. It's what you tell your big guys. You don't have to leave your feet to block the shot.
Bruins down by a dozen.
Now there's a situation where I don't like the alternate possession arrow. That turnover was caused by the defense.
Well, they did get it.
Yeah, but that was because they had a possession arrow.
Right. Turnover gives it right back to the Canes.
Canes are playing inspired defense tonight.
Good feed down low. Shot won't stay in, though. But a loose ball rebound for Heritage. Royal spins in the lane and puts it up no good. But again, the loose ball had it on the hands of the Bruins, but batted it right to a Kane. 3-point attempt, and that should be over the back by Royal.
Yep.
That'll be his 3rd. Player control foul. So the Bruins will get it. Down by that same dozen. 5:31 to go in the 3rd.
They got to get their offense going. Kane still playing pretty aggressive man-to-man. Bruins are not taking advantage of it underneath the basket. They got a difference of height there. There you go.
That was pretty. My gracious.
Set up play.
They did. They set that up. You could see him go for it, and they lob pass, and Brian Scott put it home. That's the way you draw it up in the locker room. Reynolds off the mark. Scott with good position and the rebound.
Scott is
Bruins set to make a run here. I can sense it. Sumter. Scott wants to work it to Spriggs down low. Scott instead himself. And he's offensive foul. Yep,
offense.
He was out of control. That was the problem. Anytime your big man has to dribble and take 4 or 5 strides like that, it's not a good thing as a rule. Usually the defender is going to be quicker. He's going to get to the spot sooner. And that's what happened.
Is that 3 on Scott?
It is 3 on Scott. Reynolds, and a foul before the shot. Well, Zooms with its 6 Peninsula locations, selling that premium Simcoe gasoline, Krispy Kreme donuts, Beantown coffee. They've got your next lunch, snack, or whatever you need right there at Zooms. Fresh fried chicken, cooked on the premises, pizza. Damn, I'm getting hungry.
I am now.
Canes up by 10. Showing good discipline. Shot's not there. They're not trying to force it. Reynolds was fouled. He'll get a pair. Foul is charged to Bryant. That'll be his 3rd. Wayne Reynolds. This is the 1st.
Well, I don't know that this year that the Bruins, after 2.5 quarters, only 28 points on the board. They have pretty balanced scoring. They got 4 guys that's averaging 10 to 12 points, so they're going to have to start getting some offensive output.
They've had this open jumper, they just haven't been able to hit it. Bernardo Butler's tried about 4 of those and hasn't connected yet.
I thought he got one earlier.
He got one, but you know, the last 4 attempts he hasn't hit. They've had him wide open for 3s, and they haven't been able to do it.
So he's making about 25%, about 20%.
Yeah, not too. I'm guesstimating at the 4, but there's going to be a call for traveling. Heritage is waiting around for the Bruins if they can get it
nice
going.
Nice pass. Sumner just put the ball right in Scott's hand as he was going to the basket, Tim.
So a quick timeout called, a 30-second timeout called by Bethel.
Watch the replay of this. Watch him coming down, Tim, right here. And just saw his big man going to the basket.
And Scott did a good job, too, because he could have thought a shot was coming because it looked like he was going to take the shot. Then he dished it down low, and Scott very alertly was there to put it in.
Well, you can't be as a big man. A good shot of Susan Bowers. A big man's got to watch the ball. If the ball leaves the hand in a shot towards the basket, then you turn the rebound. But you don't turn too soon because the guy hits you in the back of the head.
So Coach Breon, realizing this might be a chance to set up some good defense, called a quick timeout to get his guys organized. The Bruins down by 9 as we're at the 3:33 mark of the 3rd. Canes have done a good job of ball handling tonight.
They really have.
A 15-footer is off the mark, and rebound goes to Butler.
And that's not a bad shot if you're the Hurricanes, Tim. That's a good high percentage shot.
Right again, Butler, this time he hits it. It's a deuce.
He got to get his spot out there. I don't think he'd been in his spot that he needed to be in. Foot just on the line.
Just missed it being a three-pointer.
Difference now is 7. Oh, you just can't let him do that.
Yeah, somebody got to get in the lane, pick up a draw the charge or something. You just can't let him come all the way down. Like, make him pass the ball.
Well, more importantly than that, that's number 4 on Brian Scott. So now Scott will have to sit down with 2:29 left in the third. Spriggs comes over. He's going to have a chat with Coach Breon in the game, replacing Scott as they go a little smaller now. They bring in Sam Davis. So Davis is in there along with Bryant, Sumter, Spriggs, and Butler.
That's a three-pointer. Takes it from a 7 back to a double-digit lead.
But again, it's ringing in my ears. We haven't panicked. We don't panic.
Yep, they haven't.
We got plenty of time. 2:24 remaining. They're down by 10. Now they do have a little problem now with their big man on the bench, but that's where you got to suck it up and bring in some guys who can get the job done. Good teams make that happen. Spriggs, and that's a good call.
That's an excellent call.
Yeah. Now Bob Cockrell, one of the better officials around, he called.
And that might have been a good no call that time.
Yeah, but there was contact, and it certainly wasn't a charge. Now they're going to say, well, watch the replay. You be the judge. You're going to see 3 just jump in his way. It's non-shooting foul. They're going to say it occurred before the shot, which.
Well, he made a pass, Tim.
Yeah. I've seen him give him a shooting foul before when they didn't shoot the ball.
Yeah, I have too, but he made the pass.
Less than 2 minutes to go. Jumper from the corner is good by Sumter.
That was a nice runner.
Down to 8.
It makes some defensive stop if you're the Bruins.
Oh my, man left wide open and then he traveled.
He's too open.
Yeah.
He was too open. Somebody didn't know who the man was.
Got a break there as Blackstock was on the receiving end of the pass, but he took a little hesitation, shuffled his feet, and got called for traveling. That could be a huge turnover. Battle for the ball as the Bruins lost control of it, and then the scramble by the very aggressive defense of the Canes to take it and tie it up, and now the possession arrow will give it to Heritage.
Philip Ward coming in.
Bethel will bring Ward in, and he will replace Terrence Bryant. And the Bruins pressure causes a turnover. So Bethel down by 8. Minute and 29 to go in the third. Sumter wanted to go inside to Davis and swing it around. Outside from Davis. He'll try the jumper. No. And no rebound for the Bruins. Jumper from behind the backboard. That was a tough shot. Davis is fouled. That will be called against number 30, Eric Hextall. That's his second.
And it's a non-shooting foul.
Each team now with 5 team fouls here in the third period.
And actually, it might have been on Ray Stiff, Tim.
Well, they've charged it against Hextall.
Yeah, but if you saw the replay,
about to kill
right
me
there.
a little Duke. Briggs off the mark.
Yeah, just a little over anxious on that shot.
35 seconds to go. Seconds. Bruins can get the last shot here of the period. I'm not sure they realize how much time is on the clock. And they lose the ball. Got a 3-on-1. Royal can't get the shot to go down. Bernardo Butler got the loose ball. 1 second. And that'll be well short as the third period comes to an end and the Bruins find themselves down by the same margin they were. It was 34-26 at the halftime, and after 3, 42-34, still 8 points.
Well, now you have to understand, as a coach, you got to figure out when can I bring Brian Scott back in. You know, I can't bring him in too soon, and yet I can't wait too late. So, you know, you got to figure if you're going to go in there.
That's always a tough call because, you know, he can't help you sitting on the bench, but he can't help you if he fouls out 1 minute into the fourth period either.
That's right. And if you know Dennis Katufas, he's aware of the foul problem. So if he comes in there, they're going to go right at him.
Yeah. Well, 8 minutes remaining in the ball game, or at least in regulation time. But again, as we've talked about the fact, the Bruins have found themselves behind in this season and have not panicked. So, but it's going to take a good comeback here because this Heritage team has played well tonight.
Well, and the reason a few of these starters didn't start because they didn't show up on time for the team meeting. And, you know, sometimes that'll fire up your reserves.
They're talking about Heritage.
Yeah.
And that one's not going to count. Sam Davis got the shot, but he was guilty of the offensive foul before the shot.
That's a tough call to make.
Well, I think that was a good call, too. He was out of control.
Yeah. I just say it's a tough one to call, a tough one to make.
Well, these guys get paid the big bucks. The little Dookie's getting a little out of control over here, and I wish they'd sit down and be a little less rambunctious. Is that a good word?
Sounds good to me.
Well, I mean, I don't deny their spirit, but they're throwing things on the court now. They're getting on the referee, so time to chill just a bit.
Yep.
All right, the Canes will inbound. Oh, nice play. Good job of getting the open man. That was Marcus Ward on the receiving end for the easy basket.
There's the coaching. That's what the coaching teaches you what to do. Find that open man. And each zone press has one.
Bruins down by 10. Ball knocked loose. Still belongs to Bethel. Coach Katufas will bring in some fresh bodies. Now he's going to bring in 22 Blackstock and number 30 Eric Hextall. And they'll replace Marcus Ward and Ray Stith. Scott back in the ball game, put it up, and he was fouled. So he'll get 2. Foul will be charged to Blackstock. That's his 3rd. Here's the replay. Got him on the arm. Well, they need to make these free throws. The Bruins have not done well at the free throw line, and Davis connects. He was just 1 of 4 prior to that shot.
Well, now it's crunch time. Now's the time you need to make them.
6 team fouls against each of these squads. Next foul on either team will put the other team in the bonus. Davis calmly connects on both.
Back to an 8-point.
Double teaming the ball, and they travel. So the pressure defense does the job.
Well, they got a chance to bring it in within 6. Get a good offensive series here.
Brian Scott has, be careful, he's got 4 fouls. He was fouled on that one and didn't get a call. Davis in the lane, no good. Davis got his own rebound and banked it in.
Oh, now there's some tenacity, I guess is the one to say.
Tenacity. I don't think that's a word. I don't think you can make a word out of a word like that, but that's good. I like what you're saying. Blackstock made them pay, though. They didn't get back. 3-point attempt. Over the backboard, it'll belong to the Canes.
Davis has 7 rebounds.
7 rebounds for Davis in the ball game. The lead is still 8. Hextall in the lane, shot no good, got his own rebound. And good work inside by Ed Douglas.
Well, he really is, Tim, and he put a lot of pressure on Brian Scott. Brian's got to be careful not to pick up that 5th foul.
Well, like you said, Katufis is a good coach, and he knows with 4 fouls he's going to go against Scott every time he can, and till either Scott fouls out or they keep getting so many easy baskets, it's not worth having him in there. Spriggs.
Well, they were concentrating on Scott that time. They found Spriggs wide open.
Canes have a 2-on-1 if they want. Blackstock misses. Follow is good by Hextall.
Well, that was a good defense on his miss, Tim. It was actually a block.
Yep.
But then they didn't come up with the ball, they being the Bruins.
And we've got a foul away from the ball.
That should be a 1-on-1, isn't it?
It will be. It involved Brian Scott, but fortunately for the Bruins, the foul was against Blackstock, his 4th. Bruins will bring in some fresh bodies here. Looks like Philip Ward is coming in along with Terrence Bryant. Davis will get a breather along with Spriggs. So Coach Breon probably going to give them a 2-minute breather here to get ready for the final drive as we're down to 5:12 remaining and a 10-point difference.
Hell, he'll have him back in here with probably around 3.5 to 3 minutes to go.
Got the good bounce.
Yep.
Scott needed a break there to get the bonus. It is 1-and-1 time for both teams. So Davis hits both and cuts the lead back to 8.
So that was Davis, Tim. That was Brian Scott.
I'm sorry, I said I marked it for Scott and called Davis's name. (32-52), and I was blocked out, so that was why I thought it was Davis. I wrote it down for Scott. But you are correct, sir.
Well, he's made, what, 4 in a row, hasn't he?
Yeah. Watch the replay here. You're going to.
Well, I don't know that much of a foul, but
Well, he did
enough to cause the official to call it.
Philip Ward picks up the foul, his 2nd. Each team now with 7. And front end of the free throw, 1-and-1 by Foy is off the mark, so Bruins get it back.
Good defense.
Scott with 4 fouls. In the lane, Hooker got it.
He's a go-to man.
And a timeout call gives me a chance to tell you that this fourth quarter is brought to you in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the manager. They're conveniently located at the Hampton Center Parkway and North Armstead Avenue in Hampton. For a tour of the new facility, please stop by or call them at 827-4670. Again, we appreciate our corporate sponsors, Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home and Zooms, with 6 convenient Peninsula locations.
And I want to know, did you get your check from Ronnie Staten yet?
Must be in the mail like all the other ones.
Okay. Because he pays for us just to mention his name.
Well, he doesn't pay me.
Well, he's supposed to.
Well, he's going to be cut out of the will here pretty quickly. You don't pay the piper, you don't get to play.
We'll quit mentioning his name, that's for sure.
That's it. He'll be a non-entity from now on. 4:35 in regulation. 6 points is the difference. It's been as high as 10 recently here. It's down to 6. And I have no idea who made that basket. I think it was Bruce Royal, number 5.
Well, that sounds good to me, Tim. I didn't see it either. But
we had a couple of people.
The Bruins had him tied up.
And now the Bruins throw it away, and they just can't afford to do that.
No.
Had it down to 6. Now it's 8, and they give the ball up. Open for the jumper is Hextall, and Brian Scott got the rebound, and then a foul was called on Hextall. That's a tough call.
Yeah, it really is. Brian Scott had the ball, Tim, and he came down, and Hextall got a hold of the ball, but official right there says he got him by the arm, evidently.
Looked like a pretty good play by Hextall. Watch the replay, see if you can determine for yourself. He just grabbed the ball. I mean, Fisher was closer than we are.
Yeah, from that distance, I couldn't tell, but he looked like me, got a good hang on the ball, but
this time it does not go and is knocked out of bounds. The last touch by the Bruins. So Scott, after hitting his last 2, misses the front end of the 1-and-1, the crucial one. 4:03 remaining in fourth quarter. 8 points is the difference again. Close to an over and back. What an acrobatic shot that was had it gone, but it didn't.
Well, Brian Scott doing a great job, Tim, of not picking up that 4th foul, or the 5th foul.
Sumter had it partially blocked. And this time it's batted away. Final control by Sumter. Oh, good defense. What a nice job of getting back on D. In the lane, jumper is way short. And we've got what? We've got an out-of-bounds play on the play, no basket. What a great job of getting back on defense. He was so fast I didn't even see who it was.
That was a sure 2. Everybody knew it was going to be 2.
Except for the guy on defense who didn't give it up.
That's right.
Heritage said no way, and I think that was Bruce Royal that got back to, but I don't know that for certain. Yeah, it was. Bob says, let's see if he thinks it was. And we've got a whistle and a foul, and that'll be 1-and-1. That one will go against number 34, Rudy Foy. That'll be his 3rd.
Well, after this, every foul by the Canes will be a double bonus for the Bruins.
But let's face it, these are crucial. Scott missed the front end of the 1-and-1 last time. He cannot afford to do that here, down by 8. And he rattles it in and out. So twice now he's had a chance and came away with nothing. From the corner, 3-pointer. Oh, that's a backbreaker.
That really hurts. It takes it to 11.
Might have heard Bob, 9 rebounds in the ball game for Foy.
Spriggs come back.
Ring answers, but you can't trade baskets at this point. Nice bucket there. Good play underneath by Ed Douglas. 57-46, 2:40 to go. Three-pointer, no good, it's short. Shot no, tip no. Bryan with the rebound. Brian Scott playing with 4 fouls the entire fourth period. This is Scott, double team, backs in and is fouled again.
He has
9 rebounds in the game for Scott. And he looks tired.
I think he's a wee bit.
Got a pretty quick pace to the game. He's gasping right now for some air. Breon, I think Coach Breon's going to think about a substitution. I think we got some blood too. I think Scott must have gotten cut slightly, and he'll have to have a repair job done before he can continue. He's going to have to go to the locker room.
And Breon can pick who he wants to shoot the free throws. Looks like he's going to bring Bernardo Butler in to shoot them. And there'll be 2 shots.
So Scott got scratched, I think. It's nothing serious, but he does have some blood on him, and they're very conscious these days of any blood, so they make sure that they don't have any opportunity for anyone to get blood on them. Now, what did he? Butler hits the free throw.
Now, Scott cannot come back in, Tim, until there's been time off the clock.
I would not think so. Butler 1 out of 2. But the Bruins, more importantly, get the loose ball. And Butler lost it on the baseline.
Well, he started to shoot the ball before he ever caught it.
Yeah. And now Reynolds has the same problem. He tries to dribble it before he has it. So now a break for the Bruins as Scott will come back in.
Well, they got exactly 2 minutes, and they're down by 10.
Went and changed his jersey. Had blood on his jersey, apparently, for something that must have occurred earlier. So now he's in the game wearing 34 instead of 52.
But don't let that confuse me.
Really? 10 points is the difference. We're inside of 2 minutes. Bruins need a basket badly, and they throw it away.
Got to be a good pass. Good entry pass.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm the first, or at least the second, if not the first, to criticize the officials when they miss calls. This group and the group that officiated the girls' game have done as good a job as I've seen. Cockrell and Ricks and Joe Ty.
Ricks, the forgotten man.
Not by me. Butler is open for that 3, short.
And Bruins are not getting any offensive rebounds.
And more importantly, that shot isn't going in. Rebound underneath by Scott.
Time is running out on them. They got to hit a basket and call a timeout.
Butler will try another 3, and he's off the mark completely. And Spriggs commits the foul. That's just his first.
We got to come up with our players of the game.
So much parity. The first 6 teams, but this one is not really an upset.
No.
Got to come up with a player of the game.
Right?
I think we'll give a double one here tonight. We'll go with Brian Scott as one. And who we going to? Daryl Spriggs? Is that your other one?
Yeah, that's my other one. Front end of the 1-and-1 off the mark. Sumter's fouled on the way, and the basket will count. Got a little continuation there. That was nice. rightly so, Bruce Royal said, hey, I got him back here. How did he get the basket to count?
Yep.
Yeah, the one statistic that doesn't show up in the free throw statistics for the Bruins is I look down and I see where they've missed 2, 3, 4, 5 that they've missed, but that doesn't talk about the.
And that's the front end of a 1-on-1.
Right,
Tim.
exactly. That's my point.
So that was a possible 10 points.
Yeah. And let's watch the last play here as a timeout has been called by the Bruins. And there was the reach-in foul. They gave him the basket, and he did convert. So it's a 7-point difference with 1:09 remaining. Let's set it up for you. The foul situation, the Bruins will be in the double bonus. They'll get 2 shots for any foul that they are fouled, and the team fouls against the Bruins a total 8. So that means it's 1-1 for Heritage. Unless obviously they're in the act of shooting. Baby shot number, what, 5, 6, 7? And not so babies.
No, those youngsters, they're
and this
they're
is
into the
again,
game.
I want to remind everybody, come on out, bring the family out to a high school game before the season's over with. Come out and support your team, whether it's Phoebus or Kickintan or Hampton or Bethel or whomever. But come on out. The Price is Right is very inexpensive, and it's good family fun. And you know what? Maybe your kid will get hooked on basketball instead of something worse.
There's a baby shot.
Baby shot number 32. Look at that. What a cutie. All right, the inbound pass will come from the Canes. 1:09 to go. They lead by 7.
And Bethel's not guarding the man bringing the ball inbounds.
No, I think that's a good idea. I've never understood why you'd guard him, because most of the time, unless you got an 8-footer that's blocking his vision, he's going to get it in. And a foul.
That's not a bad foul.
No, you got a foul at this point. You're down to 106. Well, that was a slow clock, I have to say. Only 3 seconds were off the clock. It was 109 when it started. So this will send Bruce Royal to the free throw line, as the foul was called against Spriggs, the 9th team foul, and his 2nd personal. But again, 1-1. 2 out of 4 on the night for Mr. Royal. And he cans that one.
Well, Tim, if he makes this one, it's still just a 3-possession game.
But they've got to start hitting some of those threes. They have not hit a 3-pointer tonight. And a very clutch pair of free throws for Mr. Royal. Running hook shot is good, and a foul.
Oh, nice
Ballard
job.
with the runner. Hooked it up and got fouled. A chance to make a 3-point play out of it, and could cut the lead to 6. Foul was called against Ed Douglas. 58.2 seconds. Didn't get it, and could have been called for a foul on the follow-up. Now a foul is called on Spriggs. So Ballard desperately needed to make that 3-point play and didn't.
Didn't make it. Now you put the Canes in a double bonus.
Yep, each team over the limit now, so it's 2 shots. There you see the story, 55.8 on the clock and a 7-point deficit. Bob Killen during the timeout mentioned something to me that I think is totally accurate, is because of the parity in the Peninsula District. You know, it's not an upset when something like this occurs, because the teams are very evenly matched. Missing both was Ed Douglas. But rely on the monitor here, Bob. There's no other choice at this point. In the lane, shot won't go. Brian Scott with the rebound. He's tied up by Blackstock. And a possession error will give it to the Canes with 42.2 on the clock. 7 points is the difference. Or is it 7 points are the difference?
One or the other.
Foul called. Bruins have no real choice here. They've got to stop the clock and get the ball back. Can't allow the Canes to run it out.
Well, the free throw shooting tonight has not been in the Bruins' favor. That's got to have hurt a little bit.
And that's quite frankly, the Canes haven't exactly burned up the
No, they haven't
free throw line
either.
themselves. They did well in the first half, 8 out of 11, but they've missed all 5. Excuse me, they've missed 7 out of 11. They're 4 out of 11 in the second half. But they made that one. The runner is good, and now the Bruins quickly call a timeout to set up the defense. Ballard connects. He's got 4 points. So our players of the game are Brian Scott and Darryl Spriggs. And just for your information, Mr. Scott on the night had 10 at the first half and has added 8 more. So he's unofficially with 18 on the night. And Darryl Spriggs had 5 in the first half. He's added 4 more, so he's got 9 points for the ball game unofficially. As you look at some of the crowd. Good crowd on hand. They've enjoyed a good contest, which is not over yet. 32 seconds left, down by 6. The Bruins need to get some three-pointers to drop. I wasn't aware of it until I looked at it. They haven't hit a three-pointer yet.
Tonight. Well, the one that was close, the foot was on the line, and I thought it was a three-pointer.
Six-point lead and the ball. And the foul committed almost immediately by Butler. Bernardo Butler, 30.9 seconds. So the Bruins forced to foul here. I guess it's useless to try and get the little dookies to sit their little butts down.
I think we just watched the monitor.
So Eric Hextall, having hit 3 of 4 in the first half, has 4 out of 5 on the game.
Well, I'm watching the monitor and I say yes.
What are we doing?
We're trying to see the game. Scotty says, watch the monitor.
That was just a momentary thing. He wanted to give all of our fans a chance to see us.
Oh, to see us?
That's right.
12 rebounds for Scott.
Three-pointer off the mark. The drought at the three-point line continues. Tip in by Brian Scott. 13th rebound in the ball game for Brian Scott. So he's got 10, 18, 20 points unofficially, and he's got a double-double going.
Doing a job.
5 points is the difference, but only 16.4 seconds left in regulation. Remind everybody that next Friday night, the 9th of February, we will be at Kecoughtan High School for our final regular season game. That'll pit the Warriors of Kecoughtan and the Crabbers of Hampton. We'll have both the girls and the boys game. Please come on out, support your favorite team. We'll look for you at Kecoughtan High School next Friday night. I want to thank all the folks here at Bethel.
And, you know, especially the athletic director, Ray Smith.
Always as helpful as anyone can be. We appreciate the hospitality that's always offered to us here. And now unable to get the ball in before a 5-second violation, which would have been a crucial play.
Really?
Because you're looking at a 5-point ball game here. The Canes are forced to call a timeout. I'm not sure whether this is a full or a 30-second.
Well, he may not have anything but full timeouts left.
That's what it appears to be. So the game will be prolonged a little longer. I mentioned during the girls' game, but I wanted to mention to you, didn't want to, make you feel bad. I know you got that surgery coming up, and I got a chance earlier this week, there, that nice 69-degree day we had on Wednesday, to go out and
Hit the little round ball.
And use your new clubs.
Used my new clubs that my wife so graciously gave me for Christmas. And mentioned, my game suffered in the past. Well, guess what happens?
And it didn't change.
It ain't the clubs. Well, it is a little bit of the clubs. I'm getting there. It's going to take some time, but
well, I'll think about you when I'm going under the knife on the
7th.
Yeah, it is the 7th, next Wednesday. That's correct.
Yeah, I know it better than you. I know you're probably trying to avoid that 7th, but you're going to have
I'm thinking about it this time. What I might do is not let him put me under. Just put the block on and let him go. I have more problem waking up from the anesthetics than I do anything else. It takes me a long time.
Yeah, there you go. You watch a soccer match. That'll take care of any sleep disorder you have.
Oh, now Andy wouldn't agree with that.
Well, I rest my case. It's bad Andy. Obviously, I shouldn't say that. He's going to buy my used clubs.
And we must remind the folks that your clubs, though being used, that's a relative word. It's not really been used that much.
Well, I said to Andy, I said not. Well, the face of the clubs have never been used. Time is running out, and the running out of time is concluded. A 4-point game in the end, but it was just too little time for the Bruins to keep whittling away as the Canes of Heritage coming on strong in the second half of the season under the fine coaching of Dennis Katufis.
Well, the difference in the game was, Tim, was the defensive intensity by the Hurricanes plus their defensive rebounds. They didn't let Bethel get many offensive rebounds tonight.
And a few extra free throws going down for the Bruins would have helped as well. All right, the final score is Heritage 62 and Bethel 58. We want to thank our corporate sponsors tonight, Zooms, with 6 convenient locations, and the game brought to you in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, where the Nancy Staten is the manager. For Bob Hintz and Bob Killen, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.